I want this video to serve as a lesson to each and every one of you to stop buying into things that you see on the internet. I'm getting tired of seeing you individuals fall for different tricks and tactics to get you to throw your money at a random donation that ultimately isn't going to do anything but feed into somebody's sex addiction and get them to buy 100 dildos and shove them all up their mouth. I am tired of watching my fellow Americans get tricked by the most gullible individuals who know what it means to trick people. And I hope with this story that it not only educates the young minds on how to not be so stupid, but it sends a warning to all of the people out there who are thinking about scamming individuals. This could happen to you. You could be so stupid to not cover your tracks and to start spending that money stupidly, and it could come back to bite you. For example, being indicted on fraudulent fundraising charges because you wanted to profit off of George Floyd's death. A 32-year-old Ohio man who years ago presented himself as a Black Lives Matter leader in Atlanta and who has a history of impersonating a police officer was indicted on Thursday for fundraising off of George Floyd's death. The problem? He's accused of fraudulently promising donors to the Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta page that all of the funds would be used for the fight for Floyd and the movement. Instead, Sir Major Page used the deaths of Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery to raise more than $450,000 so that Page could buy himself a house, furniture, and other things. According to court documents, Page exploited the suffering of deaths of black people and used the proceeds on property and various expenses that were plainly not for the movement or to fight for justice. The spending records show that thousands upon thousands of dollars were spent at the department store Dillard's, Home Depot, Furniture Palace, and Towers Armory, which is a gun store. How is it that people are so gullible? How is it people are so easy? I get that individuals think that George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery are all cases where individuals deserve justice. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they shouldn't or they should. What I'm going to sit here and say is, how are people so easy to be tricked by the most basic description boxes under any GoFundMe link or any donation box? I'm sitting here stuttering my words because it's so bewildering to me how individuals are so easy. This man really woke up and saw all of the trending topics and saw all of these people protesting and rioting and all of these hot debates taking place and saw people like Don Lemon stare into the camera and say, "Oh my God, you white people are such a disgrace and this is what's wrong and you are the reason why the Capitol riots happen." And he said, you know what? I'm going to make a quick buck off of this. But this man did not cover his tracks whatsoever, because I can tell based on this long list of things he did and spent the money on, he does not know how to cover his tracks. He doesn't know how to spare his time. And he did not make sure that people didn't check his ass the minute he started overspending this money. I'm about to run down the list of all the things that he spent using people's money. $300 at the Pyramid Lounge, which sounds like a strip club. $900 at the Apple Store. $1,000 at Best Buy. $600 at the Hyatt. $1,000 at Dillard's. $800 at Dillard's. $200 at the ATM. $100 at the ATM. $11,000 at Furniture Palace. That fucking bed better have come with a big dildo that personally puts itself in you. $1,000 at Furniture Palace. $800 at Home Depot, $2,000 at Home Depot, $2,000 at Walmart, $1,000 at Walmart, $500 at Walmart, $700 at Walmart. Boy, he really loves Walmart. $260 at Walmart, $1,000 at Walmart, $697 at Towers Armory, and $2,000+ also at Towers Armory. Do you see anywhere on this makeshift list anything that could help the movement or anything that could help inspire justice for George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, or Ahmaud Arbery? Hell, Zombie Kills had a better way to achieve justice for him, and she got a PS5 out of it. This dude really took people's money and went on the biggest shopping spree of all time, and he utterly refused to cover his tracks. And I'm going to tell you how. The defendant attempted to conceal the purchase of the real property he bought by tilting the property to High Frequency, Ohio, and requested that the seller enter into a non-disclosure agreement, thereby preventing the seller from disclosing the defendant as the true buyer and disclosing that he used the movement's funds. The prosecutor appeared poised to argue that this move is evidence that Page knew what he was doing was illegal. It's so easy to just casually not out yourself like this. Why would you think that somebody selling you a house would enter a non-disclosure agreement with you? Why do you think that that is something you should be advocating someone else do? Why do you think you have the legal power to somewhat threaten a person with a non-disclosure agreement? Why do you think that that was that easy and someone was just going to go along with that? You made yourself look like the complete idiot taking people's money and thinking nobody was going to check you. You look like somebody who was just in your mom's basement jerking off to random OnlyFans links. You don't look like somebody who carries the weight of money. You don't look like the sexiest black person on YouTube. You see, I am expected to have $450,000 in my bank account. Now I don't, but that's not the case in point. The point is, you're not supposed to be going around thinking that you could just casually spend money and no one's gonna check you on it. That's bad business. That lets me know you've never played Grand Theft Auto. You've never seen any heist movie whatsoever. People usually cover their tracks better than this, and you, my poorly paced friend, have failed what it means to be a true money laundering criminal. The DOJ said in a press release that Page created a 501 Facebook page entitled Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta and later used it to defraud donors out of more than $450,000 after the tax-exempt status as a charity with the IRS was revoked. The Facebook page in question was created in February of 2016. The following months, Page registered Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta Incorporated as a 501 domestic nonprofit corporation with the Georgia Secretary of State Corporations Division and assumed the role of president and CEO. This dude tried so hard to make what he was doing look like a legitimate organization that was desperate for people to give them money. Meanwhile, it was just some dude behind a computer doing everything he could to trick the IRS into making sure that this didn't come back on his taxes. But the authorities said Page did not keep up with the necessary paperwork, resulting in the IRS removing the organization's tax-exempt status in May of 2019. And despite the fact that Page's organization was administratively dissolved by the state of Georgia in August of 2019, Page allegedly continued to solicit funds on Facebook under the auspices of charity status. This dude is a desperate little dude. He never knew what it meant to have a job in his life. This dude was denied by the IRS. He got removed from tax exemption and he kept doing it. And for some reason, nobody put this out into the public. Nobody was doing the job necessary of a journalist to sit there and say, yeah, you doing this, you need to be exposed because you hurt the movement. You hurt people that actually think that justice is going to be served. You hurt people that want to fight for their communities, who want to make their communities a better place, who want to fix the certain things that make their communities look like shit. You are actively making the communities worse. And what makes it even funnier is that people were giving him money and they were getting messages back like all of the funds will be used for fighting for George Floyd, and we will use the funds here to fight for justice for George Floyd. And people probably sat back and thought, yes, I'm doing the right thing. I'm fighting for justice. Meanwhile, this dude is spending your money at Furniture Palace and trying to get a bunch of strippers to pay attention to him. This dude is the reason why people never buy into things. And it honestly sucks because there are people out there hoping that people donate to their charities, hoping that people put in money towards fixing communities, but they can't or they don't trust it because of people like this who go to extreme lengths to deal with the IRS, to become a tax-exempt organization, to just get money from people. And while this started back in 2016 and carried into 2019, 2020, and probably somewhere into 2021 before he got indicted, this was just a regular thing. And people were probably still giving him money. And people now probably don't even know about this and will probably still throw their money into this if it's still up on Facebook. So with this, I hope that people stop being so damn gullible. And for all of the people that think that this is an easy way to get money from people, understand understand that this could be you. You could be this dumb fuck right here who thought that it would be wise to not get a real job, not to apply himself, but to instead go to great lengths just to be indicted for fraud. So I hope you dumb people realize that if you want to do this, this is the risk. Looking like somebody who never had sex a day in their life and being indicted for fraud. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video. Be wise with your money. Bye-bye.